checking in the chat if you can hear me. To be able to make it tonight. Let's get going here. As far as things I want to cover tonight are going to be like staying motivated and keeping yourself a positive mindset. I'd like to start with a quick video of something that gives me inspiration.
But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win, and the others too.
Okay, so how does that make you feel in Mr. Chat down here? I don't know if you can hear me on the second screen. Yeah, looks like we're okay.
%87 of the planet hate what they do. Look in the mirror. Most of you, don't like what they see. Not just because you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're bald, you're gray, whatever. It's because you know what you could have been. That's just one kid. He's 28 years old. $125 million. What were you fucking doing at 28 years old? I've only got 3 regrets in my life. 3. 1, I'm a combat-trained Army officer who never saw combat. That's just the way it was during the Vietnam War. 2, I yelled at my mother the day before she died. I said, Mom, you're not sick. God damn it, you're not gonna fucking die. Next morning, she's dead. And 3, I didn't set my goals high enough. Not because I missed my son's soccer ball. Not because I missed my daughter's prom. That's all rubbish. That's not what you say when you're about to die. and you whisper in your wife's ear or your son's ear or whoever's going to give the eulogy, I regret the things I didn't do. I coulda, I woulda, I shoulda. I will do whatever it takes. And when I say I'll do whatever it takes, I fucking mean it. I know how to get you to the top of the podium at the Olympics. Not for a bronze medal, not for a silver, but for a fucking gold. If we're not going for gold, don't waste my time. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. But Bill Gates doesn't hang. Steve Jobs, who I knew, didn't chill. Warren Buffett doesn't hang. Elon Musk doesn't hang. Would you want your children to be like your two best buddies, or two best gal friends, whatever you call them? Would you? Probably not. Would you even want your children to be like you?
There's just one real estate asset, ordinary.
Just what I need is a fucking ad to ruin my shit. But anyway, I personally don't want to keep kicking myself in the balls when it comes to having regrets and this sort of thing. I feel like all of us should try to live today, every day, as if it was our last day. I know that I've made a lot of stupid mistakes, but it's not going to do me any fucking good to hate on myself for those mistakes that I make. There's nothing wrong with loving yourself, just as long as you can love yourself for who you are and genuinely love yourself for that. Self-love is key for being able to understand who you truly are. There's layers to this discussion tonight that I want to get into. We gotta have, good self-love as a good foundation for who you are. It's a process of where you can feel out what works for you. Like if you want to get in shape, you can always do that. There's so many things that you can layer on top of other things to do better with yourself. Make sure that you're compassionate. Make sure that you know what your worth is. And you can't tie your worth to external factors like relationships or somebody else's approval. Self-love and criticizing yourself are not the same thing. Many seem to struggle to understand these types of impossible standards that they might set for themselves. But highlight yourself in replacing self-doubt, self-criticism with a loving type dialogue. And this builds a foundation for learning how to love yourself. Be self-aware of your surroundings, especially when it comes to sobriety. Like my addiction, I'm not tied to seeing like an ad or a commercial on TV, and that set me off. So I'm lucky in that regard. But there's certain areas in town that I make sure to avoid because those things definitely are triggering. You gotta be able to reflect, but not be overly critical when you do reflect on how you feel about yourself. Once again, there's, positive and negative things that you can do to show yourself that there is working room to do better. Being self-compassionate is a skill, especially when things are insane. But there's nothing to gain by asking yourself, like, what the fuck is wrong with me? That's not how you grow. You need to be able to say no to yourself and no to others when people push your boundaries. Like, for me, I'm not willing to do anything for people if they're not gonna fucking show me respect. So, you gotta be able to set healthy boundaries for yourself, especially when it comes to sobriety. Being authentic with yourself is a key to being successful with sobriety. Nobody is perfect. Embrace the flaws that you have and cultivate your strengths, the things that make you unique, in order to do better. Because those things you cannot replace. Society often measures success by money, beauty, and popularity. But ask your inner self, what do you measure your own success by? If you feel like these are, if these aren't genuine things that you're measuring yourself by, then you need to find a different standard. Take care of yourself, work out. Physical health is tied to mental health. And remember that life is a journey, not a destination. What are people's, top tools for being in recovery? Well, one would be, once again, staying away from triggers, staying away from people, managing emotions throughout the day, and finding a way to build your confidence so that you're not falling back onto drugs and alcohol. If anybody wants to add anything in the chat on any keys, tools, that sort of thing. I don't really have much prepared for today, but that's basically all I have. I want to thank everybody for coming today, and I'll have more set up for next week.